welcome to today's astrology, the IAA weekly weather and horoscopes. My name is Jennifer Barish. Thank you for joining me and for joining in on this cosmic conversation of what is happening in the energy today. I really do believe this is how we prepare ourselves, the same as getting out our umbrella and our warm coat and our scarf and all the things if you're in the northern hemisphere for the weather. We need to prepare ourselves that way for the energy that is to come. You know, it's a wild world out there, and the more that you know and prepare, I get into my planner and I will write down what moon it is, and there are all kinds of good guides if you are already an avid astrologer and you just want to know a little bit more about the transits, or if like me you just like listening to the different podcasts and the publications, the YouTube videos, and all the ways that you can interact with the astrology. So many times I'll listen to it while I'm driving, and it just reaffirms what I already knew, and I hear something a little bit different, a little take on where the energy is at, and I can think about how I apply it to myself. So I invite you to do the same thing, and I hope that you have some good takeaways from today's forecast. So let's get started. This is the week of January 27th through February 2nd, 2025. So this is the week leading up to Groundhog's Day. We're almost through January. And in this last week of January, it's a new moon. This is a new moon week. Exciting stuff. This new moon is in the sign of Aquarius, that zany, brainy, visionary sign. If you know an Aquarius, you know they are a smart cookie. So this is a smart cookie new moon when the sun and moon are coming together, holding hands in the sky, both literally and physically, because you can look up at the sky. If you could see even a sliver of the moon, it'll be in the same position where the sun will be coming up in the sky. So we'll talk about that moon this week. We'll talk about the energetic shifts that you can expect, and then we'll talk about the horoscopes. So altogether, this will take somewhere between 35-45 minutes, but if you're in a hurry and you need to fast forward, we'll just say 15 minutes for each, which will give you a way to check into the part that fits just right for you, and then you can come back to the rest later if you like. Okay, so it's a new moon week, but we are currently on Monday, January 27th, and it's not quite a new moon, so it's in the balsamic phase. We are finishing up the moon cycle from last month, that Capricorn new moon, and it's coming to completion. Whatever you started in Capricorn season, whatever intentions that you set. And so that's the phase information. But as far as astrologically, that moon switches signs every 2.5 days. So it will move through all 12 signs in order from Aries to Taurus to Gemini and forward. In the same rotation, all the 12 signs. You can look up online where those moons are going to be at. You can also get in your farmer's almanac, but I find it's really good because depending upon if it's an earth moon, a fire moon, an air moon, a water moon, I kind of know if it's going to be more of a get work done day, an earth moon. If it's going to be a more emotional day or feelings day, that's a water moon. If it's going to be a talkative, chatty day, it's an air moon. And if I'm going to have extra creativity and ready to get something started, like that Michael Jackson song, that's going to be my fire moon days. So this week we start out on Monday. We are in an earth moon. The moon is in Capricorn. It will be in Capricorn on Monday and on Tuesday until 2:32 on Tuesday, and then it's going to shift. So I want you to notice that shift on Tuesday from being an earth sign, grounded, practical, methodical, thinking through all of just the day-to-day practical routines, the steps to be able to get towards a goal, very successful, goal-oriented minded when the moon is in Capricorn. And then that moon shifts into Aquarius. So we're getting closer on Tuesday to that new moon. Not there yet. But Aquarius is an air sign. So that moon, it's almost like it was that mountain goat Capricorn climbing up the rock wall. And then it just takes a leap out into the air. And it lightens things up. It helps us to see the whole sky, the bigger picture, the broader view, more perspectives, more thoughts. It's a social moon. You may feel a little more like you want to talk to other people, a little chatty, a little communicative, like you need to send emails, you need to get on social media, you need to reach out and converse with someone maybe during that Aquarius moon. Or you have that study brain. You are thinking about things you want to learn about. It's time to read the book, to read the manual, to read the instructions, how to do something. Maybe it's time to fix your printer so it copies the right way. So just think about that. This is just a brain teaser, ideas that I come up with to try to help to stimulate you thinking about how that Aquarius moon may impact you. Bigger ideas, bigger picture, more social. Maybe feeling a little bit restless, like you're ready to break out of the box somehow. You need to do things a little bit different. It might be a day you need to leave work early just to go do something crazy. It's time to, get outside, go for a hike. It can be all different sorts of things, but you are definitely going to feel like you're beating to your own drum a little bit more than usual. Maybe surprise energy or things just being a little more unpredictable when that moon is in Aquarius on Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, and Thursday, before that moon moves from Aquarius into Pisces. Let me make sure that's right. Let me look at my notes. So yes, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So then in Thursday at 5:53 p.m., that moon will move into Pisces. Now Pisces is a water sign. That's going to quiet down things even more. And we had that new moon in Aquarius that happens on Wednesday coming up here on the 29th. So even on Thursday, you're going to notice kind of a quieter tone. It's a water moon, a little more thoughtful, a little more compassionate, a little kinder moon. It's a sweet moon for cuddling, for being close to those people that you love. It's also kind of it can be a somber moon because Saturn is also in Pisces right now, so you might just be a little more in your head, keeping to yourself, heart close to your sleeve. It could be also a creative moon. So I would say any creative projects that you do by yourself, you're going to have extra instinct about how to move forward with it. If it's painting, if it's art, if it's writing, if it's poetry, you're going to find kind of maybe a extra little lift or some thoughts about what you want to create during that moon, and that'll be on Thursday and Friday. And on Saturday, that moon is still in Pisces until the evening. But having said that, so things are kind of quiet after the new moon on Wednesday. That moon is in Pisces. On Saturday night, you are going to get fired up. Somebody's going to get fired up because that moon moves into Aries. It goes from Pisces, the 12th sign, into Aries, the first sign. Aries is fire. Aries is let's go. Let's get it started. They will start shit just to see things happen. They are like ready to roll. And you are going to see that big lift of energy. You may have thought you were going to stay in on Saturday night, and then all of a sudden somebody calls and it's time to party. That's the kind of energy. You're going to feel that again on Sunday as well and into Monday morning. So notice that moon in Aries, maybe have a little restraint. Make sure we don't say anything that hurts any feelings or a little too impulsive. You got to watch for impulsive actions. But, it can be good to be spontaneous. So allow yourself over the weekend when that Aries moon fires you up and kicks things into gear that you let yourself have some spontaneity. Have fun with it. So I think this is going to be a really good week. Any new moon week, it is a seeding time. It is a time to write your intentions. It's just a little to-do list. If you like to do ritual, grab yourself a candle, get into a quiet space, light your candle, write your little list to the universe of all the things you'd like to accomplish over the next month, but also hopes, wishes, and dreams you have for the future. Maybe you're in school and you're like, oh, if I could ever get this degree, I can't even see how this is going to work out. Put it on there. I want to graduate. What job you want to have. One of my wish lists is I'd like to have a swimming pool. My backyard is down a hillside. I don't know how I would have a swimming pool, but I'm going to keep putting it on my wish list. And I think it's important that during that new moon, it's a good time to set intentions, that seeding time for the next cycle. And some of the things you can do and accomplish, and some of them won't quite happen. But if you collect those over the months, if you committed to doing a little new moon ritual every month during this year of 2025, it does something to set that intentionality in your subconscious. You can go back and look. I've went back to look at my notes before, and you can see that you have made progressive changes toward your goals, toward those things you wish for, toward those things you hope for. So I would encourage you, it's time to set an intention. Get your candle, get your Post-it note or your little note card, and just like I'm working here as I'm talking to you, my desk sits here. You can't see it, but in my desk, in the desk drawer, that's where I keep all my little intention notes. And it's just a little private thing you do for yourself. It's between you and God, you and your angels, you and the universe, nobody else. So just a little something that you can try during this Aquarius new moon. And if you've never done that before, it's wild and zany and, very Aquarian minded, doing something different like you've never done before. And that is the signature of Aquarius. So have a great Aquarius new moon. Now, let's keep talking about what happens this week. So on Monday, right out the gate, on January 27th, Mercury is at the last degree in Capricorn. It's at the 29th degree. So here's what happens. When a planet is at 29 degrees, it means they're getting ready to switch signs, which in fact Mercury is going to switch signs. It also means that 29th degree, it's a culmination point. A decision gets made about something. Something changes. You are diving off the diving board, just like the analogy I had of the mountain goat just jumping off into the big blue sky. In some ways, you're going to be doing that. There is an idea you've been thinking about, something that you've been ruminating, tossing and turning in your mind, and I'm telling you, on Monday, by Tuesday, you are going to have a plan, something set in stone, a direction, an ending somewhere, a new beginning. Something is getting ready to move and change, okay? You will notice, because Mercury enters Aquarius this evening, Monday evening, I'm not sure exactly the time, but I think you'll notice by Tuesday morning, and it will be in Aquarius through Valentine's Day, February 14th. Now, Mercury, he loves to be in Aquarius. He is exalted in Aquarius. His favorite sign, or her favorite sign. This is where, like I said, that big blue sky, where we start to see a bigger picture. Being an air sign, it brings us a bunch of different perspectives, a bunch of different thoughts, other viewpoints. But Aquarius, is fixed air. And fixed air will listen to all the different, if you know an Aquarius, this is true, all the different ways of doing something, and then they take it a position. So eventually, over the next 3.5 weeks, while Mercury is in Aquarius, you will start to consider all the different paths, but you are going to choose one. You're going to be seeing the options, and then all of a sudden, it's like your path becomes true, okay? You're going to find your voice. You're going to decide, okay, this is what I have to say. This is where my true north is. This is what I believe. You're going to start to see what's going to work for you in your situation, in this thing that you're working on or going through right now. If it is or is not your path, but it's going to be the path that you need. And in Aquarius, it might be a windy road. It may not be from A to B to B to C, a direct route. It may be, very curvy, and there might be bumps along the way, because in Aquarius, you've got to do it your way. So you may notice with Mercury in Aquarius, even more so, you've got to do it your way. And that is true. You've got to do it your way. So I want you to look out for this energy of how your thought processes start to change from being so practical and grounded, being in an earth sign, to being more visionary, more futuristic, having many viewpoints, and then you're getting all your information so you can make that decision for yourself and do it your way. Next, on Tuesday, that Mercury, having moved into Aquarius, is going to come up in the sky next to Pluto. And if we could see Pluto in the sky, now if we have a telescope, we can see it, but just with the naked eye, we can't. But you would literally see the two planets standing there right next to each other. Mercury is considered the messenger planet, and Pluto is considered the planet of the underworld, okay? So underworld, like deep, dark type of topics. And Mercury can go into the underworld and get down in that down and dirty with Pluto. Pluto is everything that's taboo. It's psychologically, it's that psyche place where all of our deep, dark secrets are, our desires, our compulsions, our addictions, our most intense passions, maybe the things we don't tell other people. It's where the undercurrents are that we don't speak about. And Mercury is the messenger planet who can go and meet up with Pluto, just like meeting up with Pluto in the sky, and he's going to bring back some news, okay? There's something that needs to be dealt with. There are some power struggles. There's some unconscious thing happening, some psyche work, and it might not be you. It might be someone you know, something they're struggling with, something that they're working on. But you'll know it because it'll make you blush, right? It's a little embarrassing, whether it's for you or for someone else. There's something coming up to work with, something that needs resolved, it needs transformed, it needs changed somehow. So think about, I was trying to come up with some ideas like, maybe you have an addiction to the vapes. I know a lot of people are vaping today. We know it's not good for us. You've got that awful old cough now. You know, it's made you sick. You've had like bronchitis. It's time to give the vape up. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's pot. Maybe it's porn. What other unhealthy escapes? We're doing that deep, dark dive, you know. Maybe you smoke and you don't tell anybody and you just go outside and you keep it to yourself, but you know it's not good for you. And maybe it's making you not feel good anymore. Whatever this escape is. The only way, the only path, there's the saying I'm trying to remember, is the only path is through. That's the only way you're going to get past this. And Mercury is bringing it up because he is asking you through Aquarius to find a different way to deal with it. To think through what all the options are so that you can pick a path so you can deal with this Pluto thing that's coming up for you. Okay? So you will get there. It may take you a week or two to start to figure out. And so I just want you to notice, if you don't feel that personally, where you see that in the news, where you see that in your social circle, where you see that in your family, at church. You know, somebody's dealing with something that's a little bit taboo, and there are power struggles around. So I want you to watch for that. Okay, so that's Tuesday, but you know we can feel the energy a few days before and a few days after. So that those topics may already be coming up here on Monday. And then on Wednesday, we have two things. First is the new moon in Aquarius. This is when the sky goes dark, things go quiet. In any new moon, it's an internal time. We are seeding a new plan, and we're doing a lot of thinking. And in Aquarius, it's a time for self-reflection. What do you know about yourself to be true? Are you doing your self-care? Are you taking care of yourself the way you wish you would or could or did? How can you befriend yourself a little bit more? Aquarius is a social sign. They love community. They love the people. They love the collective. Are you being good to yourself? You know, when we're internal and we've got a new moon and it's an internal time, we're going inside. So I challenge you to ask yourself, are you being good to you? Are you taking care of your inner child? Are you being kind to yourself? Are you doing self-care? And if the answer is no, maybe you need a change of direction, a change of mind, a change of heart. Maybe you had decided one path and thought, no, that's not going to work. I need to go this other way now, and that's okay. So something is being reworked during this new moon because it's still standing next to yesterday's energy. Mercury and Pluto are right there next to it in Aquarius, and they're working with the nodes. This new moon is working with the nodes, which signals a change of direction. There's either an entrance or there's an exit. There's a new beginning, someone new is coming in, someone is going out, or there's an ending. So you're going to feel that like at the crossroads kind of energy. Something is changing. So I just invite you, how can you imagine your future? What can you see for yourself? The rest of the year, the next couple of years, your 5-year plan. What would make you happy? Aquarius is ultimately about our hopes, wishes, and dreams. Those are some of the signifiers. What are your hopes, wishes, and dreams? So all questions to think about and reflect on during the new moon. Now, additionally, with this new moon, this particular one, comes the Chinese New Year. So if you celebrate Happy Chinese New Year, we are entering the year of the snake. And I think it is so appropriate, so apropos, that the year of the snake is asking us to transform. And just like a snake, and we're taking that path, and it's our own path, that snake is helping us to be flexible, to be adaptable, to find our inner wisdom about how we can do this dance to get through life. A year of transformation. We are shedding our old skin like a snake. We are letting go of our old stories. And additionally, snake is smooth. Snake is able to go with the flow. Snake can navigate that change. They know instinctually when to lay low. Think about that snake you find in your backyard. I've got the stack of wood that goes to my fireplace in the backyard, and if the snakes are around there and the dogs come out, that snake knows to go in that wood pile. Just stay. It'll wait until the dogs come back in the house, and then that's when the snake will go across the yard. So it'll wait. It's patient, it's watchful, and it's very wise. That's how it stays alive. It has to use its instinct in order to stay alive. And we have a lot of changes coming this year. We have lots of planets changing signs. This is a big year of change, people. And if you haven't seen Diane Trimbath's 2025 overview forecast for the year, you might want to check it out at astrocollege.com. You can see what all is coming up for you this year, and also see that the snake energy is so appropriate. It's able to navigate the change, and it's our guide through this corridor of change, and I think that is super cool. Okay, so that's Wednesday, Year of the Snake. Then on Thursday, January 30th, we have another thing happening. The planet Uranus, who has been retrograde in the sky. So when a planet is retrograde, just like you know about Mercury retrograde, it is kind of reworking, rethinking, redoing. It can cause kind of some delays of things. Things don't quite work out the way that we hope. We've got to, rework them, redo them. All those RE words. So in Uranus, when it is retrograde, it is asking us about something that we have reinvented, or something that we need to revisit and go back to before we start to move forward and make more changes, okay? Uranus has been in retrograde since September 1st of last year, so quite a long period now. So since Labor Day, how you can notice this is, have you reinvented a part of yourself? Have you had to revisit the past or a past version of something and say, okay, I've got it. I've had to work with that. I've had to get that ready in order to make changes for today. Maybe you had to go back and clean up some things. Maybe you were a student and now you're considered an independent, or you graduated school and now you are out on your own. You've changed your circumstances, but you had to go back and finish your coursework. You had to go back and finish, all the things to be able to graduate and get your degree. Maybe you want to start a new career and you were thinking about it last year, but you had to finish some stuff up at the old job. In order to get the boss to give you a good reference, you needed to make sure you had a job well done. And now that's happened, and you're able to use that reference, and it's going to help you to move forward into the new. So with Uranus going direct, we want to change something, but we've had some things holding us back, right? That we've had to go back and fix. And you'll have to think about that a little bit to see where that's coming through in your life. But wherever it is, just know that you have passed the test. And it is time, with Uranus going direct now, and this is a bigger energy. Uranus is really kind of standing still in the sky right now. So, it'll be over the next couple of weeks. Uranus moves pretty slow. Just notice where things are ready to move forward in some area of your life. And you can claim your freedom. You can claim your right to do it your way. That internal revolution, this time for change is coming, okay? So hopefully you feel that, something's disruptive, and it doesn't have to be in a bad way. That sometimes has a negative connotation, but it's unpredictable, maybe more spontaneous. Something just happens out of the blue. And some type of genius just might be headed your way. You just get an aha and you're like, oh my gosh, this changes everything. Now I know what to do. Maybe a new way to think about an old problem. How to do this job, how to live this life, how to get along with the people in this relationship, in this family, how you're going to finish this project. Maybe you have a passion project that you do as a second job and you want it to be more of your first job. Maybe you're going to start to see the path, how you can transition to this thing that you love, and then you can get rid of the day job, right? Maybe you're an astrologer and you're trying to figure out, how do I transition to do this more in a full-time way? Well, with this Aquarius energy, this is your time to shine, astrologer. So, you are going to start to see that path. It is going to start falling into place for you, and you're going to be needed as guides and navigators through all of this change. So, even if you're not an astrologer, I want you to think of yourself as like you are steering the ship, or you have a boat, and other people are trying to figure out how to deal with the waves, and you've got the paddle, and because you know the astrology, you know which way to paddle the boat. That's the beauty of knowing the energy. And you know it now. So you're going to get some, my notepad fell. You're going to get some good insight. You're going to notice something that's ready to begin anew. There's going to be some change. Something new is coming in, a new person, a new project. So be on the lookout so you don't miss it. And it could be small, but it might be big. You never know. But you're going to get some really good insight about a new path that's right just for you. Okay. So also on Thursday the 30th, we have a second thing happening. And so that's what makes me think that this is going to be a really positive thing. And that is that the sun is talking to Jupiter. And they are having a great, happy, friendly, happy-go-lucky conversation on the phone. They are sending positive vibes back and forth to each other. And Jupiter's like Santa Claus. He's the benefic. And this is also telling us that Jupiter, who has been also in retrograde, is getting ready to go forward. So, in less than a week, 2 planets in retrograde, Uranus and now Jupiter getting ready to go. It's new things are coming in. And this contact between Jupiter and the sun, everything Jupiter touches, it enlarges, it grows, it expands, it brings good luck. It can make it a really fun, special, happy, joyful, good time. It can bring opportunities, positive news, second chances, abundance, blessings, gifts, all the good stuff, right? Santa Claus. So Santa Claus is coming to town on Thursday. You might feel him Tuesday, Wednesday. You might feel him over the weekend. But something good is coming in. Now, the flip side of that is excess. So maybe you're doing a lot of celebrating and you drink too much and you eat too much and it makes you feel sick, right? So you just got to notice where it could be too much of a good thing. But something good this way comes on Thursday. This is a really good day this week, probably the best day of the week in my opinion, IMO. But I want you to be on the lookout for that because it could be coming for you on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, who knows? And you may already know what this is. But the Sun and Jupiter are bringing us a little gift. And then to top the week off, on Saturday, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty. She is coming to hold hands in the sky with Neptune, the planet of dreams and illusions. Okay, and literally they're going to be right together in the sky, along with the moon, because the moon is also going to be in the sign of Pisces. Did I mention that they're in the sign of Pisces? So it'll be Venus and Neptune and the moon, three bodies together in the sky in Pisces, along with the North Node point. So 4 significant places or points together in Pisces on Saturday, February 1st. They're all hanging out in that land of imagination, intuition, a knowing or a dreaming. Something visionary is coming through. And Venus is a benefic. And she's giving Neptune a little attaboy, a pat on the back saying, good job. She's opening the door. If there was a door somewhere that was locked to you, she is unlocking. She's opening the door and she's like, enter, walk this way. You can come on in. This brings a dreamy, romantic, sweet, creative, blissful kind of vibe, Now, having said that, so it's good stuff. Good stuff. So this, I think, is really going to be, the week is going to end very well. And we've had a lot of hard energy, so we need a week like this, the end of this week. But having said that, Neptune can bring illusions, delusions, kind of a glamorizing of something that isn't true, don't look a gift horse in the mouth kind of energy, where there's idolizing or putting someone on a pedestal, or someone puts you on a pedestal, and it's not quite genuine, it's not quite real. So I want you to notice where some things are too good to be true, so don't get tricked. But when it feels genuine and authentic, you can just revel in the sweetness of Venus and Neptune holding hands in the sky this week. And that is our energy for the week. Pretty good, right? I mean, yeah, we've got some of that Pluto stuff coming up, but we've got this new moon to set our intentions by, and we've got Jupiter coming in for a landing, and we've got Venus and Neptune holding hands. I think that this is some fabulous energy to work with this week, and I am so excited for you, and I would love to hear back what happened. So in the show notes, please go and make a little comment if you notice where the energy came in. Maybe you're watching this toward the end of the week. Maybe it's the first part of February and you're like, this thing really did happen to me. She was right. Even if I was wrong, come and make me a note and say, you were completely wrong. This was the week from hell. You were wrong. However, Pluto's coming to town, so maybe I wasn't wrong. Hopefully you can see a little gift, a little Santa Claus-ish type of thing coming through for you. That is my wish for you this week. So be looking for it. Watch for the energy. Watch for the signatures. Go to YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share this video with someone you know. Help us to grow this channel. We love astrology and want you to love astrology too. So having said that, we're now going to move on to the horoscopes. Thank you for your time, friends. All right, let me get into my notes here. So for Aries, sign number 1. Now, remember that on the weekend, you're getting your moon. It's going to be a good weekend for you, Aries. You are going to be feeling comfy. You're going to be in your wheelhouse. You're going to be in the area of the sky with that moon's emotional body that feels good to you. So you'll have a productive weekend. But this new moon is working in your friendship sector this week, in your house of community, also working with your long-term goals. So this week, Aries, is an excellent time to set intentions for any social connections or networking you want to make, or taking the lead in some type of group project or something where there are multiple people working together. I want you to pay attention to where those good ideas come in, Aries, because they may spark a new opportunity for you to grow your friend group, to grow relationships, to grow social connections, to grow work connections. It's all this like connecting with others, your community and your friendships. That's what you're going to be thinking about and looking at, and those are the topics that are going to come up for you with this new moon this week, Aries. Next, we have Taurus. Now, Taurus, you're going to be thinking about work this week and your reputation out in public. So you may be feeling a little sensitive. You are working extra hard. All cylinders are firing right now because you want to be seen in a certain way. You want to be seen as solid and reliable and dependable and the person that everybody counts on. And we do, Taurus, we do, because you are that person. But you may feel inspired to do it a little bit different. It's Aquarius energy to reimagine or reset some new professional goals with this new moon. Maybe there's a job opportunity. Maybe there is, even within your chosen profession or your employer, maybe there's a new role coming up. Maybe you've decided you are ready to climb the ladder. So don't shy away from thinking outside the box, how you might do things different, or deciding to finally make that move. You're going to see some breakthroughs this week in the work sector, in your professional life, in your public sphere. You just need to be on the watch for it, Taurus. So I can't wait to hear all about your week, my Taurus people. I know that this may feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready to make a change. And you may not, but life is happening, and it's happening around you, and you've got to be able to respond to that. So be aware, be conscious of it. That's what this video is for, so that you know that things are coming in for you, and you need to be on the lookout of how you can control that situation as best as an earth sign can. And that is your week, Taurus. Next, we have Gemini. Gemini, this week you are thinking about higher learning, maybe going back to school, maybe taking a class, maybe an online course, or you're thinking about traveling. Your mind needs to take a little detour, a little adventure somehow. You need a new belief. You need a new stimulation. You need to think about something that's going to expand your horizon, whether it's through education, travel, maybe a new spiritual practice like yoga. I just want you to trust that you can step outside of your comfort zone, and it's going to be good for you. Jupiter and Venus are here to catch you this week, Gemini. So you can feel free to try that new thing out that you've been thinking about, or something new pops up and it just lights you up, and I say go for it. It's a great week. Cancer. This week you are looking at issues of intimacy, things that are deep and meaningful. There are some transformations happening around you, endings and beginnings, and places where you share resources with other people may be coming up. It can also have something to do with your taxes, so maybe you're starting to work on your taxes. But there's some important stuff happening, and you're being called to release some old patterns in the way that you just hold on to things, Cancer, and embrace change. Change is coming, and you can hold on, but the tide is still rising. The Cancers use those crab claws, to hold themselves in place, and the waves are still coming. So if you could just let go, set some good intentions for yourself on the new moon, and just know this is a collaboration that's going to work for you. This is an investment that you can make. These connections, this intimate space that's being created between you and someone else, it's a good thing. Jupiter and Venus are blessing it, and you can just kind of let go of the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel here, Cancer, and just have that moment and try to trust. That's my best advice for you this week. Leo, this new moon in Aquarius is working on your partnerships, on your relationships, on your friendships, and there's something about new beginnings here. So whether it's romantic, it's professional, it's platonic, There's something new coming up that needs to change. Maybe you need it, meet a new person. Maybe you're in a relationship and it's ready to go to the next level, or it needs to change somehow. Maybe it's been to that level and it needs to come back down to here to get realistic. I don't know. But there is a change in the relationship sector of your life, which is going to require some collaboration, some compromise, Leo, because it's not, even though we want it to be all about us, I'm Leo, so I can speak to that. It's not always about us, Leo, and there has to be some balance. We've got to find some equilibrium in relationships, okay, in those one-on-one dynamics. So I want you to look where that's happening for you and just realize that you've got to be kind of focused on relationships and making things equal and balanced for everyone in the party. And that is what's happening for you. Virgo, this new moon is having you to think about your health. And you are always thinking about your health, Virgo. But extra focus on your routines, on your supplements, on your vitamins, on your health, on your habits. You know, the things you do at work, on your systems. Are they effective? Are they systematic? Are they working well? So it might be time to try something new. Now, Virgo always thinks they have everything worked out just the way it should be. But I think you're going to get a new idea. I think all of a sudden something, a breakthrough is going to come up and you're going to say, oh, if I did it this way, it'd be more productive, right? If I did this other thing, this would be a better way to do my self-care that would make me feel better. So a fresh approach is in the wings for you this week. To your schedule, to your wellness routine. It may be you need to get up a little bit earlier so you can make time for something. It may be you need to call some other things out. You've got the 25-step plan and it needs to be a 12-step plan, Virgo. You know what I'm talking about. It's time for some change and you need to let yourself go with the flow a little bit, just like Cancer, and allow yourself to drift and be open to those dreams and downloads that can come through for you. And that is Virgo. Next, we're on to Libra. Libra, this new moon is stimulating your area of creativity, romance, self-expression, and youthfulness. So you may feel a little bit of that inner child work this week, Libra. You might be thinking a lot about your children, if you have adult children, even little children. You know, there's going to be stuff coming up for them. And this moon encourages you to be creative and to look for ways to bring more joy into your life, okay? To embrace your individuality. It's a time to explore new avenues in creativity. It's in this area, it's also the house of being romantic, you know. So where do you see romance in your life? Do you create romance for yourself? Maybe you don't have a partner, Libra, and you need to buy yourself some flowers. You know, Miley Cyrus, go buy yourself some flowers. You can do your own nails. That kind of energy. So it's inviting you to be creative, to feel youthful, to connect with children. Those are all topics for Libra this week. And make it beautiful, just like you always do, Libra. Scorpio. Scorpio, this week you're going to be thinking about home and nest and family and your roots and your emotional supports and foundations. And you may feel like it's time to do a home remodel, repair, a painting, some type of fresh start in your living space, or a way that you can reconnect with your loved ones. You can go a little bit deeper. You can get a little more intimate. You can get a little more focused about something of a family, I don't want to say trauma, but family situations, family problems. Maybe you can connect about that because Scorpio is real, Scorpio is focused, Scorpio is deep. They like to dig in. They like to go into that underworld place. So if any of those Pluto topics come up within the family sphere, Scorpio is going to be your friend. Scorpio knows how to do this. So you may have to be a guide there, Scorpio, and set some intentions around emotional healing or creating a more nurturing environment or calling a truce and trying to help people see a way to chart this forward, because in the family, we're kind of all in this together. So, Scorpio, you be the leader here and you show these people how to dig in and get all the junk out and clean ourselves out emotionally, because Scorpio knows how to do it. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is a week of communication, of learning, of local community. It's your week of your fishbowl. So this is third house energy, and that may mean nothing to you, but it's your local environment and the way you communicate with other people and saying what you need to say, and it's networking and conversations, maybe learning something new, sharing new ideas, connecting with other people. And there's going to be some kind of opportunity here, Sag. Whenever you are trying to make those connections, something new is going to come up, some Jupiter-Venus thing, and it might be something that's really, really good if you give it a chance. So try not to just jump ahead to the next thing. Sages are infamous for going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and they never look back. I encourage, Sag, for you to just look back, or just to stay put for a moment this week and see what is right here in front of you. Have you looked to the left? Have you looked to the right? Do you see what's happening in your local environment, in your fishbowl? And when you do, all of a sudden you might get some new ideas about intentions you can set here, or changes that you can make that'll be really good and really positive for you and others in your fishbowl. So that is your week, Sag. Capricorn. Capricorn, it's all about the money this week, honey. Finances, values, self-worth, your bank account, your savings account, what you got to spend on your taxes, maybe mailing in your property tax. I don't know, but something around income, around managing your resources, Capricorn, the things that you value. And some new idea is going to come up. You are going to innovate some system within how you handle money, which is going to boost your security. It's going to reduce your insecurity. And it's all about abundance with Jupiter coming to town. So this can be a really good week, a really good planning series or planning session for all of your financial goals and getting those things in order. So if you've been worried about that, it's coming home. Be looking for it. All the issues regarding money are going to be topics for you this week, Cap. Aquarius, with this new moon coming into your house of self and identity, it's really a good week for you. It's your time to shine. You are getting, Aquarius, a little cosmic reset, because all these planets are here. They are coming and encouraging you to set new intentions. It's your time for personal growth. It's your time for self-expression. It's your time to shine, Aquarius. You have thought through all these different options, and you're ready to take a stand. You are ready to take a position. You are ready to move forward in your life, and today is the beginning. Today being this period, this week, this whole month of Aquarius, because this new moon in Aquarius allows us to set an intention, and it begins the next 30-day cycle of the lunations. So over the next 30 days, there's something new coming, and if you journal, I want you to write that in your week this week. What new is coming in every single week over the next 30 days. So it should be 4 weeks of journaling. But you are getting a little boost to your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth, and you may decide to do a little something different. You might want to change it up, changing up your clothes or your hair or your look, or you buy a new car. I don't know. But changes this way come, and you are shining bright like a diamond, Aquarius. So I will call this Diamond Week for you. Really good energy, and take advantage of it. It will be great. Pisces, this week is you are needing a little rest. Pisces, I think you're exhausted. I think the holidays, all the hubbub, maybe you're still not over it. It's been super busy. Here in the U.S., we've had the political scene with inauguration. You may just need to retreat, Pisces. It may have been too much. You need to reflect. You need to release some things. One is just being hooked into the world. So the more you can unplug from social media, staying off of the news, staying out of, all the worldly things, and going and doing some inner work, exploring meditation, dream work, spiritual practices, yoga, ways that you can connect with your inner self. It might be going out on a hike, it might be creating artwork, it might just be reading a book, having a quiet moment. Look for those little quiet moments this week, Pisces. They're going to be rejuvenating. They're going to help you get yourself back together. And then Venus is coming into your sign. She's going to give you a little lift. When she does, it's going to be really nice. You're going to enjoy that energy. So take the break while you can, and then be looking for those little gifts. If we slide into the weekend, the beginning of February, around Groundhog Day, and even into the 1st of February. February, is getting closer to your time of the year. And so as you enter that last little part of your birth, whatever age you are, that age before you move to the next age, because it'll be your birthday month next month and into March, we get a little down. Our system is a little overwhelmed, and sometimes we can get sick. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of your health, you're taking your vitamins, you're getting rest, you're getting sleep, you're drinking lots of water, you're using your hand gel, you're avoiding the germs. I don't know. However you take care of yourself, Pisces, this is the time to rest, reset, and reflect to get ready for your month, because it's on its way. Okay, friends, 50 minutes later, we have done it. We have the moons. We have the energy. We know about Jupiter and Venus coming, and we have the horoscope. So we have done it. Thank you for your time. I am so grateful for you. Enjoy your cosmic journey. This is life. Every day we wake up is a blessing, and I am blessed to be able to provide this forecast. Thank you, and take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.